Okay, so this video is going to be about Occupy Wall Street versus Obamacare. And reading through blogs and various social media, there seems to be quite a divide within the Occupy Wall Street movement. Not surprising, because the Occupy movement hardly speaks with a unified voice. They have very different points of view, which can be a strength and a weakness, and it can be a good thing. It's good to have various points of view. But here's a blog from Los Angeles, the LA Weekly, and they point out that Occupy LA is mad about the Supreme Court's Obama ruling, in which they say, from their Facebook page, Occupy LA, the bill is not healthcare reform. It is yet another profit scheme with a state penalty for not participating. And Occupy Wall Street says that even if the ACA is upheld, Obamacare, in other words, the law will deliver 20+ million new customers and $447 billion in taxpayer subsidies directly to the private health insurance companies, leaving 23 million still uninsured and millions more underinsured. End of quote. So there's a strong opposition to Obamacare, and here, this is from a protest yesterday, June 29th, at Occupy Melbourne, Florida. A protester voicing their support, and this is posted on their Facebook page, and it elicited quite a response. Some agreeing, some disagreeing, some saying you shouldn't be tools of Obama and Obamacare, etc. Now, and others saying that, this is a positive given the realistic options out there. Now, I agree. I actually agree with those saying that this is effectively a health insurance bailout law. If you look up the term death spiral in regards to health insurance, you'll see why they needed bailing out. Yet, I still, if you've seen my previous videos, I support Obamacare. If you think about it, almost any piece, and here's really why, if you think about any piece of economic legislation that has at least some redeeming social benefit, it almost always indirectly benefits corporate America. Does that mean that we should oppose it then? So, for example, take a look at the SNAP/food stamps program. Food stamps are used to buy products made by corporate-owned supermarkets, and those foodstuffs that are sold are produced by corporate agribusiness. By the way, which explains to you why Bush twice expanded the eligibility within the SNAP food stamp program, and why he also showered agribusiness with tens of billions of dollars in corporate welfare. Where was the Tea Party back then? Pray tell, but that's a whole other video. Anyways, take a look at the 1990s, by the way. If you want to go back then, I remember vividly when Republicans like Bob Dole and Sam Brownback from agricultural states blocked Gingrich's efforts and Republican efforts to scale back the food stamp program. Why? Do they care about starving people or people who are, undernourished here in the United States? No. They did it because they wanted to subsidize agribusiness. So, should we oppose the food stamp program because it simultaneously benefits corporate America? No, I don't think so. If the economy is a colossal failure like it is now, and it's failing to deliver jobs and rising incomes to match the rising worker productivity, then yeah, I favor a food stamp program, even though it does at the same time benefit corporate America. And you could say the same thing about virtually anything. Take education. We support, I hope, most of us, education subsidies and low interest loans to needy students, for example. And where do those needy students take those loans and those grants, education grants? They go to universities that have billions of dollars in endowments, some of them even in the tens of billions, if you're talking about the elite universities. And where does that money go? It goes to Wall Street. That's one of the big issues of Occupy, helping out the students. Well, a lot of those student loans end up in the coffers, indirectly at least, in corporate America, So in short, and to conclude, yes, this healthcare bill does benefit corporate America, but it greatly expands Medicaid to capture that increasing, section of the American population that's teetering on the edge of the poverty line and can't afford skyrocketing premiums. It holds insurance companies accountable, and it humanizes the system at least somewhat. No more denial for pre-existing conditions, for example. In conclusion, this is my message to Occupy. We can live in our ideal world, the world that we hope for all the time. People are hurting in this world and in this reality and in this present system. And we have to work within this system to try to help alleviate that suffering. Those people can't wait for us to create a system where we get rid of corporate greed and the corporatization of healthcare. That'll take way too long. We have to do something now. And we always have to keep an eye on those greater victories, for the future. Thanks.